Sean O'Malley will beat Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 316 next weekend, and here is why. And welcome to the video. Next weekend at UFC 316, Merab Dvalishvili will defend his UFC championship against Sean O'Malley, who he beat to win the UFC championship back at the Sphere back in September. And if you remember how that fight went, Merab most of the fight dominated Sean O'Malley. It looked like Sean couldn't keep up with Merab's cardio. Merab was a beast. He got his takedowns when he wanted, and really had more or less his way with Sean O'Malley. He looked like the better fighter that night. Now on the scorecard, Sean O'Malley did win 2 rounds, and it is notable that Sean O'Malley had the best performance against Merab to date. But going into this fight, Vegas thinks that Merab is going to beat Sean O'Malley to retain his championship, as much as a minus 350 favorite for Merab, while Sean O'Malley is a plus 250 underdog. And right before we get into this video, I will ask, if you like this video and want to join the up and coming MMA channel from the start, you could hit that subscribe button down below. It's a free way to help me out and help me grow the channel. And our original goal by June 15th, which is my birthday, was 700 subscribers, and we absolutely smashed through that. So if we could get to 800 subscribers, that's the new goal. That'd be absolutely crazy, and I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. But with that being said, let's get back to the video. So briefly about last fight, it looked like Sean O'Malley was fighting the whole time, all 25 minutes, all 5 rounds, looking for a knockout. And even though he fought just looking for a knockout, he was very passive, just looking for his big shots, but not much besides that. A lot of waiting around, looked pretty passive. He still won 2 rounds on the judges' scorecards. Now that being said, that didn't work out. It worked out against Aljo, it's worked out in other fights. But he needs to fight this fight how he fought Chito Vera. He needs to apply pressure the whole fight, all 5 rounds, not strike just to knock out, but strike to win rounds, strike to inflict damage, because this is damage that's going to accumulate over the fight, which is what's going to lead him to getting a decision win or a KO or TKO over Merab. It's not going to be looking for this big shot. Merab, as unintelligent as he is in some facets of life, he's a pretty smart MMA fighter most of the time, and he's not going to put himself out there in a chance where he's going to get knocked out. He's going to be looking for those takedowns. But if Sean O'Malley's sitting there working that jab, working that body teep like he was in the first fight briefly, but when he did briefly do it, he had a lot of success. So if he goes out with that game plan this time, throws a lot of shots, accumulates damage, he's going to do well against Merab. In that first fight, he was the way faster striker. There was a noticeable speed difference. Sean O'Malley is one of the fastest and most powerful strikers pound for pound in the UFC. He's knocked out plenty of people in his division, and he's going to go on to continue to do that. And if he wants to beat Merab, he needs to do that in this fight. Because if you remember in the first fight, in round 5, he hurt Merab bad with body shots. He could have gone for a finish. He was looking for that combo, but at that point in the fight, Merab was already running. He even looked up at the clock. He knew he just had to stall out the last few minutes till the fight ended. But if Sean O'Malley's working that body kick from round 1, he's working the jab from round 1, like he did last fight. He worked the jab in round 1, and he was popping Merab. He was too fast. Merab could not stop it. And doing this not only is going to accumulate damage for you to either win the rounds and win on the scorecard, or accumulate damage for you to win the fight by knockout, it's going to make Merab be more hesitant to shoot in takedowns, because he knows every time he comes into that range, he's getting popped with a jab, he's getting hit with a body teep. He knows it's going to be dangerous if he wants to come in that range, so he might be more hesitant to do so. And obviously, when you talk about the takedowns, Sean O'Malley has got to have been focusing on the takedowns the last almost year while he's been recovering after this fight. There's no way he hasn't. You already know your striking is way, like I'm talking leagues better than Merab's, but the thing that is leagues below Merab's is your grappling and your wrestling. And your takedown defense was not good last time you fought Merab, and you know that him and Tim Welch have just been training takedowns nonstop. I'm not saying he's going to be able to stop all of Merab's takedowns, but you should expect him to look a lot better in this fight than he did last fight when it comes to defending the takedowns and grappling in general. And as I said before, Sean O'Malley has given Merab his best run for his money in recent history, and that fight was while Sean O'Malley was injured. Sean O'Malley was injured through the fight camp and through the fight, and I know almost every fighter fights injured all the time, but it is notable that it was that close of a fight, and Sean O'Malley had a serious injury in which he needed to get surgery on after the fight. He's come out and said he's feeling better than ever, has had a better fight camp than ever, and you should expect Sean O'Malley to look good out there. And if the fight was that close, and I know he lost on scorecard, but he won 2 rounds. If it was that close, with everything we've previously mentioned, plus the injury, there's a very real chance that Sean O'Malley could become champion again in the bantamweight division of the UFC next weekend at UFC 316. Sean O'Malley has hurt Merab worse than anybody else has hurt Merab. And if you're telling me you're going to go 10 rounds with Sean O'Malley, 50 minutes in total, and not get knocked out by him, I mean, if you tell me that about anyone, that's pretty hard to believe. So thinking that they're going to run back another 5 rounds 5-round fight and Sean O'Malley can't find something, I just don't see that happening. I think Sean O'Malley's gonna catch him with something, whether it's accumulation or a big shot. It's gonna happen, and Sean O'Malley will win this championship back again. And you know that this fight's gonna go another 5 rounds, because there is no danger in getting finished by Merab. Merab does not finish fighters. He doesn't go for submissions when he grapples or finishes. He just stays on top of you. He'll knee your thigh. He'll throw a couple pitter-patter punches, but he's not doing damage. He's not ending the fight. He fights every round to win that round so that eventually he wins on the scorecard. Same type of dude as Bilal Muhammad or Mario Batista in recent history. On to the next point. Sean O'Malley has given up a lot of bad habits. We're not going to go super in depth with this, but he said he stopped jaying the peen. He's not partying. He even deleted all social media off his phone. Tim Welch was talking about how this is good because during their other workouts and through the fight camp, Sean O'Malley would be like, what piece of content are we making today? He'd be thinking about that all throughout the workout, trying to figure it out. But now his social media is not run by him anymore. He is fully focused on training for this fight, and I think that is only going to have great effects for Sean O'Malley. And then the last fight was in the Sphere, and it's kind of a weird arena. It's nothing you've ever seen before. The fighters didn't really get to see the Sphere, the actual setup, before their walk out to the ring, so it was totally weird for them, weirder than anything they've ever fought in. And that's not an excuse because it was the same for Merab as it was Sean, but it is something of note going into this fight. It's going to be back in an area Sean's familiar with and be comfortable in the ring. That being said, I think Sean O'Malley knows what he has to do to win. He's mentioned in interviews he's going to win every round to win the fight, which is a really good sign if you want Sean O'Malley to win, because you know that he has to be way more aggressive in this fight and strike way more if he wants to be Merab, and it seems like he knows that. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't any advice or anything, but when the odds come out this week for Sugar Sean by KO, it's probably going to be +3 or +400 odds, which is kind of nice. You toss 100 on that, you get 300-400 back if it happens. But that being said, if you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you watching the whole video, and if you want to support me for free, hit subscribe down below. I also respond to every single comment that ever gets posted on my YouTube channel, so comment down below. I promise you I will respond to it. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.